Hey guys, welcome back. I want to touch on some things about our go bags, especially situations, and everything's a learning, all these little shifts, different areas we either see other people going through or go through ourselves. You should continually learn and tweak your preps and different things, your skills, whatever. So a lot of people that I know personally say these flood areas have been happening. Yes, you have. Sometimes when you're in a prone to a flood area, your preps are different, and that just happens because you know that that's something that could happen. But then you have places like the mountains up in western North Carolina. They didn't see that coming to that level whatsoever, and I know plenty of people who were very prepared. They're stacked up, they have their house ready, all their supplies, medical, on and on. Well, all of it's either ruined or it's gone and washed away. So your go bag, if you see it getting bad, everybody should have their go bag. There should be one for everyone in your home. We all, depending on where you live, it all may be packed a little bit different. I am encouraging everyone, not just if you're in flood prone areas, to vacuum seal, waterproof seal, especially your essentials. A lot of times we think, oh, you need waterproof matches if something gets wet, this happens. But if you're going through those flood waters and you have on your pack, and that's it. That's what you have is for your survival. Then all that needs to be done if you haven't already done that, because a lot of these places that they're having these long-term flooding and people are stuck and people are waiting in it and there's different things. Now your get home or go bag, whatever you want to call it, is usually, that is your short term. That short term may be life or death. So there's a lot of places with this water, they have nothing else, and they, when you're so dehydrated, or it could be accidental, it splashes your mouth, your sinus cavity, anything else. A lot of people are getting the dysentery type bacterial infections from the water. You remember, everybody in Oregon Trail, they died from dysentery, right? So they're seeing cholera, E. coli, Shigella. I've talked about these on my channel before. Salmonella, all these things from the water. Now, I've talked to you for over and over and over again, all the time that I've been up here, is about learning the difference between gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria, so you know how to treat it. If you have Jay's cases, all that type of stuff, vacuum seal that as well, the whole thing. But you'll know which antibiotics to use if you learn gram-positive, gram-negative, make you a list, whatever you have to do, laminate that so it doesn't get destroyed. But all that's going on. And another thing that people don't realize in those floodwaters, contaminated food, when all that stuff is like that, is hepatitis A gets in there also. So I'm going to go over a couple things for all that you should have, going on. You're going to have my power punch. I'm going to tell you, and it's worth. They're expensive. It's expensive to buy it this way than make it. I tell you, I do both. Is put it in your bag, put bubble wrap around it, seal it up, whatever you're going to do. It's going to be your oil oregano. It's going to be your power punch. I don't care which one of these things you have. I don't care if it's gram negative, gram positive. You're going to want to incorporate and take this and go ahead, because again, it could be life or death for you to get somewhere that you're okay. Colloidal silver, the big no-no, that's another one, but it's not as easy to carry, because it's like about an ounce you take. Depending on what you have, it can be once a day, it can be several times a day. And now you can get these little bottles of different things that are different sizes. And the thing is, it really probably does need to be glass, preferably amber or cobalt for your silver as well. Now, if you are able-bodied and got bubble wrap and keep that without it breaking, by all means. Colloidal silver also. You're going to want to have this. Also, if you have dried herbs, oil of oregano, take it. I don't care if you have to eat, dried herbs that you have. I do both. I make oils, tinctures, and dried herbs of all of that. You want to have it. Now these, as far as now, if you're in your home, comfort, even if it's grid down, things are bad, you're sick, whatever the situation, but you're in your home, I prefer to make your own electrolyte type drinks, fluids to replenish if you or your family member or somebody is sick and needs that. But if you're talking about your your get home, your go bags and stuff like that, these liquid IVs, I mean, they're just non-GMO. You can pick these up, many different types. Everyone that has a go bag on their body should have a pack of these. Seal these up. Now you can take them out of this, this box, but have those, because that's going to be a big thing. You got to get those electrolytes back in. And I always recommend people carry salt, Celtic sea salt, Himalayan salt. You got to have that in there. You will die without salt. And if you are sick with some type of, water bacterial infection of something, you're going to be wiped out really quick with those things. And I think it's something that needs to be addressed, because I think it's something in our minds we got to prepare for, because what we're seeing is all the flooding, and what do we say? We've been saying it's going to be floods, it's going to be fires, and we're seeing that. But at least if you see, hey, it's coming in quick, everybody get their go back on, because everything may get wiped out. And even if we get wet, our survival things in there will be vacuum sealed, waterproof sealed. I just think it's something we could, I want to encourage that, if you haven't already done it, to please do that, because it's going to take ourselves and looking out for each other that's going to make it. We've seen that over and over. We've been warned about it. We've known it, and we're seeing it play out right in front of us for all these people. And now again down in Florida, there's certain areas, the Fort Pierce, I can't even think right this minute. I'll think as soon as I click this off. There's a lot of areas down there that got flooded pretty bad up to the rooftops. Again, we're going to see that same repeat in North Carolina. It doesn't just go away and everything's fine right after that. So many things are contaminated. That same thing when you're having to wade through flood waters to get to safety, or you don't have a choice. Flood waters are so nasty, and not just if you drink them. If you have like cuts, or if you're wading in it and your feet are saturated for a long time, all that bacteria and stuff can enter your body or be localized. Again, I don't care if you have to put oil of oregano in it, take it internally. If you can get the colloidal silver and carry it, I personally do, because I feel like it's a lifesaver. You do what's best for you. That needs to be treated. There's this whole thing. I worked with this doctor many years ago, and he had jungle rot that he had acquired when he was in Vietnam on his feet, and that is like a ongoing problem. And there's a big thing. And I worked in orthopedics. Everything was always like, take care of your feet, have wool socks, have many change of socks and different things, is to keep your feet dry. Take care of your feet, or the whole rest of your body will go. So I think that there's a lot of discouragement. There's a lot of people feeling defeated and fearful and overwhelmed, and just, here, even in Florida, as soon as we stand back up, it feels like we get knocked over again. There's a lot of things coming. And then there's places like Western North Carolina, they never saw it coming. They didn't expect things like that. And like I said, when it was coming straight at us at a Cat 4, and we had just went through that flooding with Debbie, we had said, hey, that's our stomping grounds. We'll make a vacation out of it. We'll go to the North Carolina mountains and just go ahead and go. Now, we never evacuate, but I was just like, we'll just, Huckleberry and I were talking about it. Let's just go ahead and go up there, and then we'll come back down. It's probably a day or two before it hit. I just kept feeling, if we go, I don't think we're going to be able to get back. I just had this fear that we would not be able to get back. I thought it was going to be flooded and we couldn't get back through. That is what I was thinking in my mind. But look, if we would have went, we would have been in the worst of all that. Which, listen, that discernment, that Holy Spirit, that inner gut feeling, whatever you want to call it. But it's just, I think we're going to see more of these type of events, these natural events. I think we're going to see more of that as time goes, on purpose, and I think floods and fires. So I want to, don't get fearful and flustered, because, and I know it can be overwhelming. We just do our part, but just, keep smiling, keep facing your fears, keep pushing yourself, gotta keep shining in this and all this darkness in the world, and keep lifting each other up. And, if you have those moments that you're like, I just need to feel this for a minute, well, go ahead and give yourself that time. But, get knocked down 7 times, get up 8. That's just how we have to do it and keep on, because be stubborn enough that you're not going to let them win, because I think they're trying to wear people down. So something I hope helps you guys, refreshers or something, packing things different just in case. You never know. So everyone stay well, God bless, and I will see you next time.